Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen, this sheriff has a warning for potential child predators.
If you come to this county and try to victimize our children, we're going to try to put you away for a long, long time.
This guy, though, didn't seem to get the memo.
Lucia.
And he's not going to like the message I have for him. I'm Chris Hansen.
I know who you are.
Why did you do it?
I just like to talk stuff.
You were talking stuff online.
That's what I'm saying.
Sex!
You guys just take me to jail, please.
I hope you're enjoying this full free episode of Takedown, but there's something else you need to know. Only a small portion of our episodes are on YouTube. There are more than 100 episodes on our streaming service, ad-free and uncensored at WatchTrueBlue.com. Use the code YouTube24 to watch them all for $2.50 or YouTube Year for $20 off an annual subscription. Also, and this is important, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you soon on True Blue. It was a multi-agency effort to combat child predators. Montgomery County Sheriff Rob Streck tells me the importance of undercover operations like this. You've got a lot of things to deal with in Montgomery County. Where does this rank, a sting operation like this?
We do have a lot of issues going on. We have mental health issues. We have substance abuse issues, probably a little higher than some. But this is one of those crimes that doesn't get a lot of attention. I don't know if it's because people don't like talking about it or thinking about it, but obviously for us, it ranks as one of our highest issues that we have to try to deal with. And unfortunately, it is so labor intensive and so many resources need to be dedicated. It's not something that you can do every day, all day long. So that's why these stings are so important, so that we can at least try to get word out there, try to make a message that if you come to this county, there's a good chance that when you walk through the door, somebody's going to be waiting for you, and it's not going to be the child that you're trying to victimize.
Members of the Human Trafficking Task Force working on this investigation are handpicked from state and federal agencies. This is a major operation, multi-agency task force, essentially. You've got the feds involved, Homeland Security, you've got other agencies surrounding Montgomery County. It's a major effort.
Yeah, it is. We were lucky enough to work with the state 2 years ago and begin a human trafficking task force. And we have several drug task forces that do such great work, but while they were out working, we were running into these cases with human trafficking being involved. And we really didn't have the necessary resources to deal with that how we should. So we were lucky enough to start up the Human Trafficking Task Force. So they took the lead along with the Ohio Attorney General's Organized Investigation Unit. So working with those organizations and then all our local partner organizations, we were able to dedicate several days to this. And once again, unfortunately, you can do this and people just keep coming, which is a scary thing.
Another scary thing is that it's only 9 a.m. and we receive word that an alleged child predator is already on his way.
We just want to make sure we cover our bases to meet the elements of the crime, and then we'll send him to jail.
After the briefing, it's time to hustle to the Sting House. The task force gets geared up as my crew puts all the cameras and microphones in place to capture the takedown. This is 36-year-old Richard, and he's coming to meet with someone he thinks is a 15-year-old girl. He's about to commit a few felonies before some people even have breakfast. Captain Terry Abels oversees the Montgomery County human trafficking operation. Before 10:30 in the morning, the first guy is sent to show up. What do we know about him? 36 years old, here for a teenage girl.
Yes, he had been chatting with what he thought was a teenage girl. They had agreed for him to come over. He wanted to have oral sex with her, as well as engage in sexual intercourse in different positions.
And he was going to bring weed.
Yes, he was going to bring some marijuana and condoms with him.
And it's clear from the chat that he knows he's talking to somebody who's underage.
That's correct.
After a bus ride to the neighborhood, Richard is on foot. even sauntering past a surveillance vehicle.
He's here. Lucia.
It's not even 10:30 in the morning, and the first alleged predator is on his way to the Sting house. He's actually walking. There's an issue, though, because the teen girl he thinks he's been talking to is black. Our on-site decoy is white. And so the deputies on scene here will take down the suspect at the door.
And he's walking up to your front door now. Stand by.
The task force is poised to greet Richard and get him into cuffs.
Bring him in here. Get him in here. Bring him in here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
After reading Richard his rights and asking him a few questions, it's my turn to make this day even worse for Richard. Hey, Richard. How you doing? How'd you end up here today?
What is this to talk about? Y'all over here recording and everything. What is this to talk about?
Well, I'm trying to understand how it is that you got into this situation today.
Just being stupid, like I said.
Being stupid. What was your plan here today?
I just told them everything.
Okay, well, I need to hear it as well. So it'd be good if you explained it to me, too. I mean, you're chatting online with a girl who told you she was 15.
Yeah, after the fact.
After the fact. But you knew she was 15.
Yes, I did. You're right.
And what were you going to do here today with this girl?
Like I said, we talked about it, but that wasn't my intentions. I didn't bring them. I didn't bring none of them.
You didn't bring what?
No condoms.
No condoms.
All I did was brought the weed. Like I said, we was going to do was smoke.
Smoke.
Smoke some weed.
You
That's
brought
what
weed.
I brought. Yep.
Right. But if after you smoked the weed,
I'm going home.
and she was
I gotta
willing,
get to my kids.
you got your kids. But here's the thing I don't understand, Richard. Maybe you can explain it to me. You've got a 2- and a 5-year-old at home,
Yes.
and you left them.
No.
Well, you're not with them.
They're not at home now. Their mother is dropping them off to me because she got to work tonight.
Their mother is dropping them off to you.
Because she got to work tonight.
So you were just going to stop by
I'm supposed to
here,
go to work tomorrow.
but you're here today. Instead of waiting at home to meet your children, you're here today to meet another child after a sexually charged conversation online.
Can you just come on and take me to jail?
Help me to understand this. You sent a picture of your penis to this girl, right? Richard, you sent a picture of your penis to someone who told you she was 15 years old. You talked about 69. You talked about oral sex, BJ. And then you show up here today at 10:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. What should happen to you?
Like I said, I made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
ever?
never a mistake. No, never. Y'all can look at my record. Never. Never. Stuff I've been in jail for is weed, trespass, stuff like that, man. I don't, like I said, yeah, I made a mistake talking to an underage. Well, it really ain't here, but, you know what I'm saying, still having a conversation with an underage, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
minor,
You can look at me.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake.
So today was the very first day in your life you decided to chat up a teenage girl and come over.
36 years. Like I said, like I said, sir.
It's hard to believe this would be your first time, Richard.
Like I said, look at my record. It is my first time, sir.
The first time you got caught.
No, first time ever.
Well,
You can go. Y'all can go through my phone. All my. Like I said, I gave him permission for all that.
What?
Ever.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie to you, sir. I've been honest here the whole time. So why would I lie now?
Why would you send a picture of your penis?
Like I said, I made a mistake.
But what was the intent? I mean, what was the purpose of that?
It wasn't no purpose, sir.
But you did it.
It wasn't no purpose. Like I said,
You're married, Richard?
legally.
Legally. Separated?
Yeah.
And you've got kids.
Yes, sir.
Well, how would you feel if
I would be
Somebody
pissed.
showed up to
You're right.
be with your children?
You're absolutely right. I would be pissed. I would be pissed. Like I said, I made a mistake. Ain't no, I mean, what I did was wrong. Should nobody do nothing like that, you know what I'm saying?
But why did you do it?
Like I said, I'm off my weed. When I smoke my weed, man, I just like to talk stuff, you know.
You were talking stuff online.
That's what I'm saying.
Sex.
That's what I'm saying.
69.
Talk stuff.
BJ. It's hard for me to believe that you weren't going to have sex with this girl if there was a girl here and we were not here.
Like I said, no, I wasn't. I didn't bring no condoms.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. That does matter to me.
You can have sex without a condom, Richard.
I don't know. No. No, not me.
So, Richard, what would happen if we weren't here and a girl was?
I sent you pictures of the condoms. I'm sure y'all got that information also.
Right.
What else is I didn't bring them. My intentions was to smoke. That's what y'all found on me.
You couldn't smoke at home? You had to come all the way over here to smoke.
So what? Just meet a friend. That's all.
To meet a friend.
Like I said,
after a sexually charged conversation in which you sent a picture of your penis.
Like I said, you're right. Can y'all just take me to
your
jail?
penis friend?
All
right, Richard. What? Richard,
you keep talking about the same thing.
Richard, there's something.
Like I said, I know I made a mistake. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Should nobody have to do that? But can you just take me to jail, man? I don't want to be questioned.
What should happen to you?
I mean, I'm going to jail regardless. But like I said, I made a mistake. I wish I could go home. I wish I could get my kids. I wish I could go to work in the morning, but it's not gonna happen.
How do you explain this to your kids?
I can't. That's something I can't.
Daddy got arrested. In a sting operation.
Yep.
Trying to have sex with a child. What's their mom gonna say?
Who's in charge?
Well, Richard, there's something you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen.
Yes, sir. I know. You got me on TV.
You know I'm Chris Hansen.
Yeah. I know who you are.
Have you seen the stories before?
Yes.
Did you ever think you'd be in one of these investigations?
No, sir.
What do you tell people who will see this story?
That I made a mistake.
Do you have any warning for other guys who may try to do the same thing?
Y'all on the chat lines, do not talk to nobody. Have conversations with nobody like that. None of that. I'm done. You guys just take me to jail, please.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
All right. Richard, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Richard not only has to explain to his children one day what happened to him, his ex-wife, the mother of those children, but his bosses at the chicken stand as to why he's not going to be able to work tomorrow. He's going to be taken away to the county jail, and the legal process will begin. Richard was indicted by a grand jury and charged with 3 felonies: importuning, which is the act of soliciting a minor to engage in sexual activity, possession of criminal tools, and displaying harmful matter to juveniles. While it was alarming that an alleged child predator showed up to the Sting house so early in the morning, Sheriff Streck understands the psyche of these perpetrators. The first guy to surface showed up at the house at 10:30 in the morning after taking a bus and then walking to meet a teenage girl for sex. What does that tell you?
Well, unfortunately, when you're dealing with these predators, these sexual predators, something inside their head they just can't stop. And they go to great limits to try to meet and go along with their fantasy. And like you say, they'll drive for hours, they'll go to different states, they'll walk in snow, whatever it takes, if they think they're going to be able to act out that fantasy.
Sheriff Streck took an oath to serve and protect the county's residents, especially its children. This particular guy, Richard, claims that he wasn't going to do anything, that it was his first time. And then he's concerned because the mother of his children is going to drop those children off later in the day and he's got to be back to care for them. But he's in a house, a stranger's house, after a sexually charged conversation with a decoy posing as a teenage girl. It's mind-boggling.
It is. These people were out there, and that's the scary thing. People see it or hear about it or watch your shows, and they say, oh my, I cannot believe that. Well, unfortunately, it's happening, and it's happening everywhere, and that's why we have to protect our children, and that's why parents need to know what their children are doing on their free time and with their technology. And we see it time and time again, and unfortunately, unfortunately, like we said, with technology, the internet the way it is, there's just a lot of opportunity out there. That's why in Montgomery County, we're trying to do our best to say, hey, if you come to this county and try to victimize our children, we're going to try to put you away for a long, long time.
True Blue is the premier source for true crime shows and documentaries. Be sure to check out our full lineup and previous episodes of Takedown at watchtrueblue.com. Hey Savior, hey Katani, Chris Hansen here with True Blue and my series Takedown with Chris Hansen. We are in Michigan as we speak. I just finished another sting operation with the Genesee County Sheriff's Office, the Ghost Task Force. We found 4 men in 2 days trying to exploit a 15-year-old girl. But I wanted to thank you both for your support on YouTube and elsewhere. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to everyone at True Blue that you are so avid about your advocacy here, and I appreciate it very much. And I want to promise you that we will continue to do these investigations and many, many other crime-related stories and projects that we have in the works. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and you'll see these stories very soon on True Blue. Take care.